This is gonna be rambly because I'm still in shock. Hey peeps, Jess here, and today I'm going to be showing you the results of my sleep study. Well, not actually showing you this paper because there's a lot of sensitive info on it, but I'll be telling you about the results. So of course, if you haven't actually watched my video on what it's like to have a sleep study, now's the time to do it. You're not going to understand this as well without watching the video or having done a sleep study yourself first. So important things before we dive right in. But just in case, a synopsis. A sleep study is when you go to a sleep center, usually at a doctor's office or a hospital. They put a lot of wires on your face and they evaluate your breathing. In the past, I was shown as having something known as obstructive sleep apnea, which is tongues blocking the airway, and I was being treated for it. It wasn't going super great, and so we went back to square one. I went off CPAP and we're trying it again. So today I have the results of the most latest test, which I took about a month ago. Since I don't want it to be clickbait, let me tell you the actual summary of the results, and then I'll go into the details because there's not much to say in this video. The short answer of it is that, surprisingly, I do not have sleep apnea. I'm still processing this. I'm actually kind of in shock about this because we had a lot of plans. My doctors and I were working off the assumption that I had sleep apnea and that I would be getting better sleep as of next week by going on a BiPAP. And this means that I have to search new avenues. I'm probably gonna have to find a rheumatologist and figure out why I'm so tired all the time. But of course, I'm sure some of you like to know the nitty-gritty of why we made that decision and why we made that call, so I'll dive into that a little bit. The things that we're really looking at here would be things like, we know that I slept for 360 minutes. Of that, sleep efficiency was slightly decreased at 73%, but that's still in normal range. Apparently it takes me 9 minutes to go to sleep, which is cool to know. The big thing here is that my AHI, or my apnea hypopnea index, try saying that 5 times fast, was at 0.7. That's ridiculously low. It means that per hour I only had my breathing blocked at most once an hour. That's nothing in the grand scheme of weird throat things that can happen. In contrast, my previous study was 7 for my AHI, which is really like things are going wrong, which is actually what makes it more interesting and is why we thought I had sleep apnea, is that the previous study was really a normal sleep apnea study. And what that means is that I might have occasional sleep apnea going on, and that bites, but that is not something that can be really benefited from by going on a CPAP. It means something else is going on. And again, of course, the normal stuff like my EKG looked good, I hit all 4 types of sleep, it was good. And then of course there was the narcolepsy study as well, and that also came out normal. So that's it. So what does this actually mean? Well, first, it means that I don't have sleep apnea, so I will not be going on a BiPAP or trying that avenue. In fact, we do not believe at this point that I have anything known as a primary sleep disorder, so I'm not having problems with my energy because of lack of sleep. I'm getting enough sleep. It does mean that I'm going to have to go to a rheumatologist. There's a couple of possibilities here, from depression, from stress, from an autoimmune disorder. So what it means is I'm gonna have a really fun chat with my physical therapist next week, and she's probably gonna be like, and we will go from there. This is a pretty normal thing that happens. It's unusual that my diagnosis has been removed, but having things change as your body changes is very normal. It kind of bites because I was almost looking at this like kind of a silver bullet because I really haven't slept well in months. Honestly, it impacts my memory. I will have short-term memory loss from my lack of sleep, and it's the worst. I really do not like what happens when I haven't slept well, and it's bittersweet. And this is not the problem because I don't really want to be on a CPAP device. They're bulky, they mean you can't go camping. On the other hand, I really wanted to fix this problem, and it means we're gonna have to talk to more doctors and figure out other solutions. So with that, I'd love to hear from you lovely peeps in those comments below. Have you had a sleep study? What's it like? Did you find out results that you expected? Was it unlike what you expected? I'd love to hear from you on that. And with that, I'll catch you lovely peeps next time. Laters!